from the WDWL TV multiplex, live from Grumpy Studio. We bring you with great anticipation the pride of this station, the grumpy old man, me, and the grumpy disco vulture. Take your bow, idiot. All right, back with your disco stick. Look at that camera. There you go. Okay. Greetings, friends. Yep. Nomad's here. Kathy's here. Oh, I got questions for Kathy tonight. I'll tell you what. When I left the studio last night, my head was spinning. What can I say? Utter amazement. Just utter amazement. Now, before we really get started, if you hear music, the idiots that are leasing the studio right next door are going through some kind of programming change, and they're testing all different kinds of music. And it's been going on all day. And if I hear one more rap song, I'm going to do a little rapping myself. Oh, the goddamn tablet. I yelled at it and it stopped. I yelled at it and it stopped. I think it's finally telling me, do a music transfer to the new tablet and put me somewhere to rest. Because it just got a mind of its own. An utter mind of its own. Mearson's here from the land down under. Good day, mate. Glad to see you. I'm glad to see Kathy, and glad to see my wrench. My wrench and I decided we're going to stay at 7 o'clock. Mainly because now that the word is getting out, we don't want to confuse anybody. And like last night, I made a little boo-boo. I said 74 subscribers. 84, not 74. Yeah, I was watching the playback last night and was like, oh, jeez, you dumbass. But it was a little too late to change it, so. But yeah, 84. Oh, man, dude. Unbelievable. Absolutely. We're getting closer to that 100. I'm hoping by the end of the month. It would be wonderful to start out April with 100. We'll see what happens. We've been climbing. We're getting there. But I just, like you say, when I left last night, I was like, oi, 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 oi. First of all, you talk about small world. What's the chance of this little channel that really, I don't show videos, all this. What's the chance of me getting someone who not only live not that far from me, but knew and possibly frequented some of the places I was talking about last night. I was just blown away. Just utterly. Now, when did you leave Ohio? I think the chat froze. I think the chat froze up. Oh, no, I hope not. And I can't do anything with it. What did I say? Did I say 84? I hope I said 84. I am so confused today. 25 years ago. So around 2000, roughly. So there's a good goddamn possibility. Now, did you go into Kaiser Meats? Because I know you didn't go in the funeral home. Because I was thinking last night, if Kathy happened to be in Kaiser Meats and I was in Kaiser Meats, we crossed paths and didn't even know it. Well, oh, we got a new person, Tommy Pepper. Look at that. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see a new face in the chat. You know, I made it bigger so I could read it, but I have a goofy problem sometimes. I don't read it. You know, there's a possibility I could have been the fucking hearse driver at one of them funerals. Because I used to volunteer to go out there. I had such a good time and had kind of a connection. I begged. I was like, hey, anytime St. John's has a funeral, put me out for the hearse driver. But that's okay. You can hide behind the scenes. That's all right. As long as you're here, as long as you're watching. But I'm glad you joined the chat. See, when and the way St. John used to do the funerals, he trusted me so much. He would literally, like, turn the funeral over to me. Once the casket got loaded into the hearse, I took over from there. Like when we got to the church, I would have all the pallbearers line up. And then we would, take the casket into the church and set it on the rollers. And then I would be the person at the head of the casket as we walked down the middle of the church. And then, like, if when the priest would bring out I can't remember the formal term, being a Catholic, I should, the cover that they put over it, I was like a funeral director. I didn't get paid for it, but he just trusted me so much. It was like, hey, you know what to do. I'll take care. Like, he would greet the family at the limousine, and I would get a little signal from him. Okay, we got the family out. Let's get the casket out, and then folding the flag. Oh, that's a bitch. Oh my God. I had to practice for days to learn how to fold a goddamn flag. Oh, Jesus. The military, they make it look easy. Nice, neat triangle. Here you go. The bitch is, if you don't start that first fold correctly, it won't tuck when you get to the end. Oh my God. I literally bought a flag from the VA because those flags are larger. And I drove my neighbor kids crazy because I had to learn the proper way to fold that flag. And then there's a proper way you hold it. You just don't go, here you go. You hold it kind of. Oh, that was a bitch. Learning, because he turned that over to me. It was like, well, here you go. Now, if we went down to Rittman, Ohio, to the VA cemetery down there. Now, a lot of people don't know. The government built a cemetery down in Rittman, and it's basically a mini Arlington, the way it's laid out. And if you go down to Rittman, then whatever branch of the service that the person was in, they take over. They do everything. They do the flagpole. But if we were just going to a normal cemetery, then it was, and, he would be at the other end, holding it. And I was the one that had the, and he wouldn't say a word. Like, give me a sign like, oh, you're half an inch either too far or not far enough. It only took once to screw up a flag. And luckily, he took it from me and turned his back to the family and straightened it out. And then he did the presentation. But after that, that's the military funerals. Really, those were the ones that made me nervous as hell. I felt like a goddamn whore in church. But and then now during the good weather, it's not bad. You have to stay until the casket is lowered and the vault is closed before you could leave that cemetery. And I'll tell you what, there ain't no windbreaks in a cemetery. And if you're out there and it's, 25 degrees, without it, before the chill factor, there were many times I couldn't feel my hands or feet it was cold. But yeah, which the funeral directors loved. It's like, hey, asshole, you're staying. See ya. There was one time, I can't remember where the hell the cemetery was. It was in Bedford. And where the hell was that? Oh, don't make no difference. For some reason, they didn't lower the casket in front of the family. And I'm thinking like, hey guys, we want to finish this service. Well, one of the cemetery workers stepped up, and he goes, and that will conduct the service, and I'm like, what's going on? And when they pulled that phony artificial grass aside, the goddamn grave was full of water. And they had to go get a fucking pump to pump out the goddamn grave and vault so we could put the casket in it. I was like, oh man, the family would have seen that, they'd have thrown a shit fit. I threw a shit fit. I was like, hey! But it was, I used to love driving hearse. Well, you should have come and helped me if you learned to fold it in Girl Scouts. But you were probably folding a normal size. Did you ever see them goddamn casket flags? They're about the size of a front lawn on a normal house. Goddamn things. And if you fold them wrong, you're screwed. Hey, look who's here. Neckbeard's here. How you doing there, buddy? So, you were around until 2000. So there is a good damn possibility if you went into Kaiser's or the bakery, we might have crossed paths at one time. Of course, I didn't look this scary back then, but there is a good possibility. I mean, look where you are. Out of all the YouTube channels, you're here. So there is a good possibility you and I crossed paths at one time. I was thinking that last night. I was like, it's a good possibility. Especially the bakery. Oh. I didn't get out of that bakery for less than $25. Most of the time it was $30, $35. I'm like, oh, okay, give me a loaf of rye, give me a loaf of Italian. Oh, you got challah bread? I'll take some of that. Them cream sticks, give me half a dozen. French crullers, I'll take half a dozen of them. I went crazy in that bakery. They loved seeing me. As a matter of fact, when I walked in the door, they would immediately fold 2 boxes because they knew I wasn't leaving with one. But whatever bread they had, if they had rye, white, Italian, I got one of each. I was like, yeah, one of them, one of them, one of them. And then Kaiser's, that was easily a $50 bill. Easily. Because I would get at least a pound and a half of bacon. And they made the peppered bacon. I love the bacon with the pepper on it. So it would be like a pound and a half of bacon and 2 or 3 pounds of smoked sausage and a couple of pounds of fresh sausages, and oh yeah, I went crazy in there. Easily $50. That would be a normal trip. 50. I never got out of there less than $50. They missed me when I stopped working for the limousine service. They're like, we haven't seen a guy in ages. Hey, we got to pay the light bill. Yeah, between the bakery and Kaiser's, $100 gone. 2 stops. I'd look in my wallet and go, gee, there was $100 in there when I left the depot, But good food. I mean, who can... Jenny's here! You don't have to apologize every time you come in late. We're happy to see you, no matter what time you come in. We were talking about me and Kathy possibly crossing paths at the bakery or at the funeral home or Kaiser Meats, because let's see, when did I stop driving for the limousine service? I think 2002. Yeah, 2002. She's doing it to me again. She's doing it to me again. She tells me she makes baklava. Now look. She's doing it to me again. Did I miss Lucy? Lucy's here? All right. Then you look. Hey! Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Now, where did that come from? That's part of a chorus from a song. See if you can guess it. Hail, hail, the gang's all here at the... See if you can finish that. Gluck's here. Wow. Man, look at the turnout tonight. I feel like a celebrity. Unbelievable. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I don't have any cigarettes. Where did I put them? I made a trip just before airtime. Here we go. I almost had to call EMS to bring in a defibrillator. Oh, there was... I told you, I can't go anywhere without a fight starting. Well, there was almost one up at my little Indian store today. Me, and there were 2 of us that were going to kick somebody's ass, because I was getting ready to step up to the counter. I was the next customer. And then there was a black fella behind me that had to be 7 foot tall. And just as I'm stepping up to the goddamn counter, some asshole runs in the door and gets in front of me to buy a pack of cigarettes. And at the same time, me and the guy behind me were like, "Hey, asshole." And he turned around, he looked at me and like, "Oh, yeah, you're going to kick my ass?" And then his eyes kind of went up. And the black guy standing behind me, because he was like 7 foot tall, and he grabbed a cigarette, and well, he paid for him, and out the door he went. Inconsiderate assholes. And the black guy was telling me when he come in the parking lot, he almost hit him. And I was like, well, you know, if you got Progressive or Allstate. You know. And then I saw what he was driving. A brand new S-Class Mercedes. Thing looked like a limousine. He'd have hit that, I could guarantee there had been gunfire out in the parking lot. Just saying. Yeah, it wouldn't have been me. Nobody finished the song. It's an oldie. Probably too old for everybody else. I can't remember what group, but it was "Hail, hail, the gang's all here at the Alabama Jubilee." Da, 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 da. I'll get copyright struck. I used to listen to, I still do. I listen, except today's new music. Now, there are some newer songs. But, you know, when you grew up with the old music, it's hard for me to listen to the new shit. It really is. I mean, give me a little Dean Martin any day. Or a little Frankie, you know. But this new stuff and the crap my kid listens to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kid, 38 years old. But goddamn rap crap. And he listens to that filthy rap. Cussing and swearing. There was a couple of times I almost busted the infotainment center out of his car. I told him, turn that shit off when I'm in the car. Especially when, you know, they're singing about killing law enforcement. That created a lot of arguments because I told them, we got law enforcement on both sides of the family, not to mention firemen. We got 2 paramedics. I says, then you listen to that shit. And then, today, now, unfortunately, I happened to go to my little Indian store after school let out. The high school's just down the street. So there were like maybe 15 kids that crossed the street. And I'm getting ready to turn in the parking lot. Now, I got traffic behind me. I'm getting ready to turn in, and they're standing there looking at me. Now, I know I'm driving a shitbox with with emergency roof light on it. You think them assholes would move? Stand there yakking with one another. So I blew the air horn, yeah. And then, so I just put it in first gear and figured, well, whoever wants to get run over, keep standing there. And then they moved. And then one of them come in the store and go, you could have hit me. I said, yeah, too bad my aim was off. Goddamn brats. Your grandma used to sing at a little bar in Northfield. Drop in. I know where it was. I used to drive past it. You know, when I used to go out, I used to go out to Northfield Park because my uncle, was it Northfield Park? Where were the Trotters? Was it Northfield or Randall? Northfield. My uncle trained the Trotters. So every now and then I would go out there and watch them on the sulky. I know where the dewdrop was. Well, see, unfortunately, we've got an elementary school, and then the high school, and then another elementary school, and then the Catholic school. So the main drag that I live off of is all fucking schools. And they, even with them staggering time, there's goddamn kids all over, and all these little pansy asses can't walk. Gotta have mommy pick them up. Goddamn cars lined up for miles. Poor little prissy things can't. Damn. Back in the day, I don't care how deep. Well, if the snow was so deep, they'd give us the snow, but not like today. Today, 3 snowflakes fall. Snow day. And I had a hike to the junior high school. Nobody picked my ass up and drove me around. Oh, there are fucking cars lined up everywhere. Both sides of the street. You can't get down the fucking street because all the little pansies can't walk. Goddamn kids today. Charles Street. Now see, I'm really not familiar with all the streets because the only time I go out to Bedford was either to the funeral home or to the bakery or Kaiser's. I didn't know anybody that lived there except you, and I really didn't know you. I'm still, you know, oh, Jesus Christ, that's got to be a real fucking disaster. The school by a courthouse yet? Oh. I don't know who lays these goddamn neighborhoods out. Let's put a school by a courthouse, and then everything lets out at the same time. Yeah, Northfield Park was the Trotters. I used to love to watch them train because, you know, the horses' feet got to be in rhythm. And watching them horses prant like that, because I remember my uncle used to put straps between the front legs and the back legs so that both legs moved in unison. That's how we used to teach them. Because both right legs would go and then the left legs would go, and then after he got them trained, because he'd be on a saddle, then he hooked the sulky up. And a lot of horses didn't like that fucking sulky. It was amazing how many of them had bucked. My uncle got kicked a few times pretty good. But watching him go around the track, the only thing is, it's a very unfair race. Because once that first horse gets out in front, it's tough to pass. Because them fucking sulkies are wide. But, yeah. My uncle, he trained the trotters until he was like 92, 93 years old. And then he fell out of one. And they wouldn't let him anymore. And it pissed him off. Yeah, he'd drink a pint of gin a day and smoke 10 cigars a day training them horses. So I knew the area. But individual streets, I mean, I knew where the funeral home was, and I knew where, the bakery and Camden. I'll have to gargle Charles Street. Amazing. Just amazing. And, another thing that's amazing. Look at the diversity in the chat. We got people from the U.S., we got Australia, we got England. It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. All right, let me get nosy. You don't have to answer. Where are you from, Peace Dynamo? U.S.? Because I know where. And where is Glock? Mears is Australia. And we all know where Nomad is. Where's Peace Dynamo? U.S.? You don't have to give me an exact state. I wish we'd get our New Zealander in here. And then I wish my cousin would pop in, the Canadian. She's probably watching. She won't get in the chat. But she's probably watching. She lives right outside of Quebec. And she had to learn French for two reasons. One, in Quebec, they don't speak no fucking English. They're a world of their own. And then you got to learn French in order to get your Canadian citizenship. Because when you take the test, part of it's in English and part of it's in French. So she had to learn French. Otherwise, if she went in a store, like go into a butcher shop, you can't point. You got to ask. And it was a bitch for her learning French. She was like, oh, God. But yeah, I got a Canadian. I don't know if my cousin out in California, he might be, but he won't come in the chat either. My goddamn family, they won't come in my chat. I tell them, come on. No. They make me guess. Are you watching tonight? Or are you going to catch it later on? Well, it's okay. Everybody don't have to come in the chat. Oh, you like these? I can't find the big ones. I don't know where I put them last night. My grumpy glasses. I took them off and I put them somewhere. Sucks to get old. And, you know, I do all this shit just before showtime. So I'm like, glasses. Ah! I don't know where I put them. I have a sneaking hunch they're in the coat pocket of my jacket. Because, see, I wear these half glasses because I don't need, after I had my Cadillac surgery on both eyes, I just need computer. So I wear the halfies. And then come showtime, I wear the old grumpy glasses. And I think when I left, I stuck them in the pocket of my jacket. So Atlanta, so we got Tennessee here, we got Atlanta, so the U.S. is well spoken for. And then we got England, and we got Australia. I'm still amazed. I'm just, not to mention, with 84 subscribers, it's not like the word is out. Hey, listen to this guy. He's worth listening to. Another Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. So I am super grateful for the people that are in here. And for the new people that popped in tonight. It was astounding to see new faces. Well, not faces, but new names. But yeah, I'll tell you, kids today, oh, God, I don't want to get started on it, but the last place you want to be is anywhere near the main drag around my neighborhood. Because it looks like a freeway at rush hour. And then to go past the schools, cars parked every goddamn place. And, you know, people aren't considerate. I go to make a turn to come home, and there's a car parked with the ass end almost to the street, and then there's one parked by the stop sign, and I'm trying to get around, and does anybody move? No. Although it was my own fault. I wasn't paying attention at the time. I was like, although I could have gone the other way. I just, but yeah, back when I was in school, you rarely saw cars picking kids up. Maybe if dad got to work early or the kid wasn't really feeling 100% and they, you know, they went to school anyway. But daily, and both my parents had cars. And I'd ask for a ride. My mother'd be like, what, your fucking legs broke? Well, no. Then walk. I ain't a limousine service. No, I'm not a chauffeur. That was their thing. I'm not a chauffeur. What dad buy you a car for? Although if one of my prissy little sisters needed a ride, yeah. Well, I shouldn't say prissy. I got one building engines at the Ford plant. That would amaze my father. Because even though she used to take shit apart, the last thing he would have ever thought she would get for full-time employment would be building engines at the Ford plant. He'd be proud of her. Me? You're like, why aren't you building engines at the Ford plant? Because she beat me to the job. No, him and I, we didn't quite see eye to eye. Or my mother either. Of course, you know what they did before they got married. So I had, you know, a Golden Glove boxer for a father and a professional wrestler for a mother. Two parents you didn't piss off, believe me. That's why Grandpa would pick me up all the time. 8 o'clock Saturday morning, I'd be ready. Grandpa's coming. I'd be looking down the street. I see the car. And then, as soon as he'd pull up out front, I'd beat it out the door. My father would be like, well, he wants to come in the house. I don't want him to come in the house. I want to get in the car and go to the market. And that's where we would go. Right from the house down to the market. So I could get my goodies, my smokies. Oh, smokies. I haven't had good ones in those shitty things you buy in the delicatessen, you know, at the counter. Slim Jims. Those aren't true smokies. You want to get true smokies, go to Kaiser Meats. Or the Polish meat shop, Krasinski's. That one was off of Fleet Avenue. You know where Fleet was? I'm waiting for her to answer. Come on. Do you remember where Fleet Avenue was? Maybe you didn't get over that way. Well, if you got off of I-77 at Fleet, you would go down Fleet to East 63rd, and you'd make a left turn, and you go all the way to the end of East 63rd, and a dead end into Heisley. Right on the corner was Krasinski's Meats, a good Polish meat shop that had smokies to die for. I would just walk. I would be in the area. I would drive down. I'd walk in. I'd throw $20 on the counter and tell them, give me $20 worth of smokies. Yep, here you go. And then I'd eat half of them on the way home. I knew where all the goody meats between the Hungarian sausage and the Polish sausage. Best of both worlds right there. Because it was all homemade. None of this factory shit. Although last night I had my hot dogs with my Tony Paco hot dog sauce. Oh, God. Outstanding. I got to stock up on that stuff. Yeah, I chopped up some onion real fine and got the dill relish. And I always put the mustard and the ketchup in the bun. Then I put the hot dog in. And I slid it down the middle. Opened it up. Fresh chopped onion. Some dill relish. And then smothered it with Tony Paco sauce. Oh, did I have a feast. Matter of fact, I'm having the same feast for dinner again tonight. I just wish I had better hot dogs. I like natural casing hot dogs. When I bite into them, I like them to snap, you know. That's a true hot dog. I got some all beef, but they're not, you know, the stuff they make today. Well, they make it for people like me with no teeth. I'm hoping one day to have teeth. If I ever can get the insurance company to cough up some funds. Yeah, that goddamn. I had an approval. So I ordered my teeth. And then there was some change in the goddamn policy, and they denied my teeth. I was like, I ordered them. Well, sorry. Paid the $3,000 yourself. What do you think my name is, Trump? I was like, holy shit. So they're sitting. They've been sitting. They probably got dust about that thick on them. Every now and then they call. Are you ever going to pick up your teeth, Mr. Grumpy? Well, if I get the insurance company to pay for them. Have you tried the Angus beef hot dogs? Some of the companies are making Angus beef. I don't see any real difference. I tried them. They ain't worth the price. But I like natural casing. Now, there is a meat market the other direction from me. I can get good old natural. As a matter of fact, they make German Franks. I like them. And then I can't remember the name of them. They make these big, huge things. They're like 4 hot dogs into one. They're about the size of this microphone. I'm still trying to figure out to this day how you put them on a bun. Usually when I get them big monsters, I throw them in the crock pot with sauerkraut. Because I've yet to find it. Well, you'd need a bun the size of a loaf of bread for them. Now, basically, if they're, you know, like with the natural casing, hot dogs, they're a little more expensive. I don't mind paying the extra money for quality. But these, and don't you dare give me a goddamn hot dog made with chicken and pork. Yeah. That ain't a hot dog, that's floor sweepings and chicken and pork. Although, the last time I don't pay much attention to the meat case, you know, the hot dog case. There were Cajun hot dogs. And then there's this company, teriyaki hot dogs. Oh, Jesus. And then turkey dogs. Turkey dogs. That's almost as bad as turkey lunch meat, you know. I'll have some turkey ham. What? Turkey ham? I'll never forget the one time. Now, I love sloppy joes. Oh, right. One of my wives made sloppy joes with ground turkey. She almost wore that sandwich. I bit into that thing. I'm like, wow, this fucking meat is spoiled. She goes, it's ground turkey. It's healthier for you. Healthier for me. I'll worry about my health. Give me good food. And none of that goddamn cheap-ass ground meat. I want ground beef. And I get, you know, they've got 70-30, 80-20. No, I want the 95-5. Yeah, put a little bit of fat in. That's it. Oh, there were more arguments around. Because my son's mother, that was number 3. She'd come home with that, I can't believe it's not butter. She almost wore that container one day. I opened the fridge, I goes, where's the butter? It's in that yellow tub. What yellow tub? It's on the second shelf. I can't believe it's not butter. I was real tempted to take the lid off and walk over and squeeze the carton over her head. I want butter. The real thing. Butter. B-U-T-T-E-R. Butter. Oh, I'm a bastard when it comes to butter, Hellman's mayonnaise, or what's the other one? Hellman's has 2 names. Because us northerners, we got Hellman's, and you southerners have Blue Ribbon or something. And then French's mustard, or a good Dijon. Although there are some deli mustards that, for my coffee, half and half. Oh, I'll never forget the one time she bought skim milk. Oh, there was a war that day. That watered down shit. Skim milk. Yeah. Real butter. And Heinz ketchup. Not Hunt's. Heinz. You know, 57 varieties. Heinz. These taste buds know the difference. She tried to fool me once. She accidentally bought Hunt's. So she put it in the Heinz jar. Put it in the fridge. I get the ketchup out. I like a little ketchup on my meatloaf. mine right here. Another piece of meatloaf. Ketchup bottle. Get a spoon. Blah! What is this shit? It ain't Heinz ketchup. Yes, it is. It says so on the label. Yeah. Here, stand in front of me. Is that Heinz? No. Now you ruined my blouse. Well, you ruined my appetite. Oh, I can be a real prick at times. Explains why I'm divorced 4 times. Oh, yeah, I took that ketchup and she didn't talk to me for a week, which in a way was nice. I had a little peace and quiet. Then I got this shit. Are you going to apologize? You want this to be a silent treatment for another couple of months? Is that your answer there? Right there. Don't pull that shit on me again. Yeah, put Hunt's ketchup in a Heinz ketchup bottle. Like I wasn't going to know the difference. My taste buds are attuned to certain items. He keeps an eye on you, huh, Peace? Make sure you ain't doing an old switcheroo. Yeah, it got to be the point. I would be sitting in the kitchen when she'd unload the groceries. And I'd be like, looking everything over. And if she tried to sneak something past me, I'd like, hey, what do you got in your hand? Oh, okay, you can have that. Because she would buy her own, I would get my Hellman's mayonnaise. She didn't like Hellman's. She'd buy whatever fucking generic. That's okay. Just don't put them near one another in the fridge. I don't want one to rub off on the other one. But I'll never forget that old switcheroo she tried to pull. I know the difference. And I'll tell you what, some of these generic ketchups, they're a waste of money. Got no flavor. It's red stuff in a bottle. Oh, yeah, I have to have name brand Nabisco saltines. Yeah. Nabisco saltines. I like Ritz crackers. I like club crackers. But no generic. They're garbage. And and finally, my grocery store, my little store up at the corner, it's got grocery, I call it my everything store. He finally started carrying oyster crackers again. He told me, he goes, they weren't big sellers. Isn't the object to please a customer? You know, if it's not a big seller, then don't order 40 cases. But yeah, he told me it wasn't a big seller. But when they got them back, the fucking shelf was empty all the time. I said, oh, I guess they sell. And then he's got, are they Nabisco? I can't remember who makes, I think they're Nabisco. But right next to him now, he has a generic oyster cracker. And you know, oyster crackers are larger than a nickel. These generics are about the size of a dime. I'm like, who makes this shit? Put them back on the shelf. I said, I don't care. They're like 3 packs for $5. Now, oyster crackers are $3.89 for that one, what is it, 12-ounce bag? I don't care if those are 3 for $5. They taste like shit. No, I didn't try them. I could just figure they're going to taste like shit. And Nabisco saltines. Salted. The one day I grabbed unsalted. Oh. And I didn't realize it till I opened the box. So I couldn't take them back. Unsalted saltine crackers taste like cardboard. And like oyster crackers, I like them in certain soups, like clam chowder. That's a brr. Gotta have oyster crackers with clam chowder. And a good hearty tomato soup. I like oyster crackers, but it's got to be a good hearty, not crappy tomato soup. And chili. Oh, got to have oyster crackers and chili. But I'm pretty sure they're made by Nabisco. Whatever major brand. The real thing. But yeah, like, and I'll tell you what, who makes a good clam chowder? Progresso. They got a damn good clam chowder. Although I tried one, I have to look at the label because I bought another can. It's like Captain Pete's or something. Authentic. Homemade. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll try it. And you mix it with either milk or half and half when you make it. I'll tell you what, it's goddamn good clam chowder. I love clam chowder. But I don't like Manhattan. I like New England. Because Manhattan is like a tomato-based clam chowder. Somebody's always got to fuck with clams, you know. New England knew how to make clam chowder. Now, question piece. Do you like tomato soup with a grilled cheese on the side? Dip your grilled cheese in the tomato soup. Everybody's out there going, Nothing better than have a grilled cheese, a little dip in the tomato soup. Mm-mm-mm. I don't think they would hire me to do a cooking show. Especially when I make spaghetti sauce. I make sauce from scratch, and I throw everything in it. Italian sausage, meatballs, spare ribs. Oh, there ain't nothing better than to make spaghetti sauce with spare ribs. Oh, they add such a flavor. I'll never forget the time I made it. And my buddy was over and he goes, "What the hell are you putting in that spaghetti sauce?" "Spare ribs." "What?" I said, "Wait until you try it." "Yeah, spare ribs." Yeah. Nice. Slice up some nice big mushrooms. Portobellos. Mm. Good thing I don't have to run out and get anything for dinner tonight. I'd be like, whoa, I'm working up an appetite just thinking about food tonight. And my Tony Paco's chili sauce. Oh, man. I'd never tried it. Matter of fact, I didn't even know the store carried it. I'm walking down the aisle. What the hell's this? Tony Paco hot dog sauce. Oh, whoa. And then made with real beef. Okay. Oh, the stuff is excellent. And it's got a little bit of a bite. I got to read the can in the cupboard because I bought two. What gives it that little bite? They must use like a little hot sauce in it or something. But oh my God, is it good stuff. I'm eating a goddamn hot dog and it's running down my arm. I was like, oh, ate my shirt. No, not really. Yeah, I made 3 big monsters. Chopped onion and dill relish. I like dill relish. I don't like sweet relish. I even put dill relish when I make egg salad. Everybody's like, "Oh no, you put sweet relish in." You make it your way, I'll make it my way. I like dill relish in my egg salad. Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass. Explains why no women will put up with me. Well, my temper has. Oh, I used to have a wicked temper back in the day. Oh, Jesus. Story time. I'm driving home from work one night, and there's this idiot in front of me that doesn't know what that device is on the left side of the steering column. And it seemed like every place I was going to turn, he turned. Well, it got to be the point he was really pissing me off because I'm a stickler for turn signal. So we come up to a red light. I got out of the car. I walked up and I tapped on his window. He rolled the window down. And I reached in and I busted the fucking turn signal lever off of his column and threw it in his lap. He go, what'd you do that for? I said, well, you don't use a fucking thing. Man, he rolled up his window, blew that red light. He was like, holy shit. Yeah. I reached right in and broke that sucker right off the side of the steering column and threw it in his lap. I was waiting for a knock at the door, you know. Mr. Grumpy, come with us. We need to interrogate you. We have a complaint. And it was the one that, you know, controlled the windshield wiper. Wires and all, just snap. Yeah. What'd you do that for? Well, you ain't using the fucking thing. Yeah, I was crazy back in the day. Although the look on his face when I broke that turn signal lever off, was priceless. His eyes got like two saucers. Like, yeah, I just tossed it in his lap. There you go, asshole. But there's nothing more irritating than to be behind somebody that don't know how to use a turn signal. That's what they invented them for. Warn the person that you're making a turn. Be courteous. I use mine religiously. I don't care if I'm in front of the house turning in the driveway. Turn signal on. No traffic coming. I don't care. That's what you do. Is somebody leaving? Mears, you going bye-bye? Is it day or night down there? Evening, morning? One of these days, I've got a time thing. I'm gonna have to take 7 p.m. and then write down all the times next to it, so I know what time it is. Now I know in England right now it's what, like midnight, 1 o'clock, or have I got the time screwed up? Because I know you're in the next day before we are. Would you have done that piece? Would you have busted the... Oh, the women aren't that nasty, but... Yeah. Yeah, he rolled that window down. Wow. It's almost lunchtime. Man, you people are up late. I appreciate it. Oh, that's AM. Wait a minute. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to make a little chart just so I know. I mean, I know now because you're telling me, but it's interesting though. You know, it's tough to grasp a time zone. You know, I have to remember when I call my cousin out in California, there's 3 hours difference. And there's a lot of time I'll call in the morning and wake his ass up. And he's like, what are you calling me so early for? And I was like, oh, yeah, I forget, So I keep a note, Call him at noon. It's 9 a.m. there. He's up having coffee now. But yeah, I'll call him at 8 in the morning. He's like, you woke my ass up. What's so important? Oh, I forgot. Click. Okay, you didn't have to hang up. See, like, I'm trying to think where the cutoff is. I think Indiana's an hour behind us. And then Arizona is 2 hours, and then California's 3. Because I have an old school friend that lives in Phoenix. Man, you ought to see the car that she's got. She was a mechanic in the Army, so she found out in the desert, inside of a shipping container, a 52 or 53 Studebaker Commander. And the car is gorgeous. Well, I mean, after she cleaned it up. And out in Arizona, if you find a car like that, and it hasn't been registered like in 5 years, you can claim it as yours. So she found this thing out in the desert in a goddamn shipping container, paid a tow truck to flatbed it to her house, got it running after she changed the ignition switch, which was nothing because cars back in the 50s, and took all kinds of pictures and went to the DMV and went, I found this. They researched the serial number. They went, okay, it's yours. Ohio, you used to be able to do that. And then people had to screw it up. And now in Ohio, if you find a car in a barn, you can't title it. Even though the owner might be deceased 20 years ago. They have really ruined it for barn finds around here. Yeah, years ago, because I found a Fiat 650, 850, Fiat 850. All right, that little dinky dipshit thing, what was it? I think it was a 650. God, the thing was about the size of LeBron James' athletic shoe. A little dinky dipshit thing. Found it in an old abandoned barn. Dragged it home. Got it running. Went to BMV. They were like, okay, here you go. Not no more. You could find a 1960 Rolls Royce pristine in a barn. Can't do nothing with it. Now, you used to be able to go out of state. But even that, they don't do that anymore. You're 4 hours ahead. You're a night owl. You must work from home. Otherwise, you don't survive on much sleep. Couple hours, okay. You work from home? Or am I getting too fucking nosy? If I am, just say, hey, you're getting too fucking nosy. I know after that virus thing, a lot of people work from home. Although old Elon is, God, how many people is he going to fucking fire? Jesus Christ. Between him and Trump. God, Trump canned a whole shitload of people from, well, they weren't working. Well, how do you know? Were you sitting next to them? God, every day I read more and more and more. How many people is he going to put out of work? Between him and his good buddy Elon. I guess it pays to drop a couple mil into the campaign fund. And then he just walks into the fucking Oval Office whenever he wants. Hi, Don. Hey, Elon, come on in, sit down. Tell a Secret Service man to move over a little bit. Department of, what the hell is that Dodge? Department of something, efficiency, a big excuse to can a bunch of people. Although, I notice there's a lot of lawsuits now where they're saying, hey, you can't be firing all these people. Like Noah. They just sued to bring a bunch of people back. They're like, hey, you want information on fucking tornadoes and hurricanes? We need them people up in them fucking planes. Although those guys, you talk about having guyunis of brass. Holy shit. Fly into a goddamn hurricane. Or them guys that drive into tornadoes. Tornado chasers. Amazing. That one guy that built it looked like a fucking armored tank. The mango Oh, that's a good one. Oh my God. I love it. I gotta remember that. The mango Oh, Wyatt, that's priceless. I've never heard him called that. That is fucking priceless. The mango crusted Mussolini. Now, I cannot, and I don't like talking politics. I cannot believe after the disaster he created the first time, all them idiots elected him again. I hope they're happy. As a matter of fact, there's an asshole that lives down the street from me. He owns a landscaping company. And he's got Trump plastered all over his equipment, his truck, his trailer. I told him, I said, you know, you're lucky somebody hasn't set that goddamn thing on fire. And I said another thing. How many of your customers are you offending? If I had him cutting my lawn and doing my landscaping, and he pulled up with that truck, I would tell him, today's the last day. I'll find another company. Thank you. When you own a business, you stay neutral. But not him. He don't care. But when you own a business, you stay neutral. You stay out of politics. Because you don't know how many people that might be your loyal customer that you just pissed off that are going to go somewhere else now. And then you sit back and go, God, I haven't seen Fred in ages. Well, yeah, you pissed him off. Well, like the bumper sticker I saw the other day. Elect a clown, get a circus. Matter of fact, there was a t-shirt I saw the other day, too. Something about, hey, Alexa, can we switch presidents or something? And, you know, we're going to get off of, because I'm going to piss somebody off. Biden should have stepped down a year earlier. Because then Kamala would have had a chance. But by the time he made up his fucking mind, he literally screwed her out of an election. Not saying that she'd have gotten elected, but she'd have had a better chance. Although, God, I cannot believe the idiots that. And, you know, I think he's trying to start war with every goddamn country. Although it pisses me off, he's kissing Putin's ass. Whoa, Grumpy, get off the politics. And the fist in the air shit, you know, I'm tired of seeing his fist in the air shit. Shove that fist up your ass. I mean, anybody that didn't see the signs that Biden was losing his marbles was blind. And they should have told him, hey, clear out. But no, he hung on. He actually thought he had a chance. He should have stepped down after the second year. It was the same thing with Hillary. You know, she was calling the shots, not Bill. She was calling the shots. Right after he got sworn in, she was running the country, not him. And people didn't open their eyes. She should have gotten elected. I think Hillary would have been a good president. And they keep saying, oh, America's not ready for women. Women don't know how to govern. Huh? Indira Gandhi did pretty goddamn good. And Margaret Thatcher, holy shit. That woman was scary. Especially when she, what the hell goddamn army did she blow their goddamn ship out of the water? There was a woman you didn't screw with. What was that, Argentina or whatever country you guys were? Yeah, she, what was it, an aircraft carrier or something? She blew out of the water. Oh, trivia didn't go so well tonight, huh? Well, better luck tomorrow. Yeah. Well, hindsight is 2020, but yeah, you're right, Wyatt. But I can't. I the only good thing is he can't run again. After he's done. But it just goes to prove one thing. You can, with enough money, buy an election. People don't agree with me, but he bought that election. Money talks, bullshit walks. And he did. He literally bought that election. He bought the first one, too. Mears going bye-bye. See you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's here. Even if you just stop in and say hi. I know you're thinking of me. And my 84 subscribers. Yahoo! We're getting there. Everybody putting them links out, I appreciate it because I don't know how to do it. One of these days I got to get Nomad to show me how. He's my right-hand man there. Does a lot of hard work behind the scenes. Well, he got me from 62. Actually, I was at 53. He started helping here and there, and we started growing and growing and growing, and look what we got. God, we did 10 overnight. That was a shocker. Well, like I say, with money, you can buy an election. And then he's bitching at Boeing because the new presidential planes aren't ready. Well, we're not building a standard passenger jet here, asshole. Those planes are specially built. They don't come down an assembly line. And they made so goddamn many changes, geez, takes engineering time to catch up. He's got a jet of his own. You ever see the inside of that fucker? Gold plated. And he's got a crew of caretakers that polish that fucker all the time. Oh. And if he comes in and he sees a fingerprint on something, he goes ballistic. I don't know how anybody can work for him. I've heard more horror stories. Yeah, the only thing that's standard on them planes is the outside skin. From the skin in, that's all custom hand built. And they told him, from the beginning, when those planes got ordered on his first term, you'll be lucky if they're ready by 2026. And he's telling Boeing, we're going to cancel them. I'll go to Airbus. What? Go to Airbus. Airbus doesn't know the first thing about building a presidential plane. If he goes to Airbus, he won't see them until 2035. What's wrong with Air Force One? Oh, it's not brand new. I'm riding a plane that Biden rode in and Obama rode in. So what? Jesus. Oh, you think that long? I was thinking sooner. Christmas, you're stretching it there. I don't think you that long. No, I really don't. And then in Ohio, he endorsed some Indian guy for governor. You can't even pronounce his name. Sechawacha. I was like, what? Yeah, you can't even pronounce his name. It's got like 47 letters in his last name. Trump's endorsing him. Oh, yeah. I know one thing. Whoever they elect for governor, if they change the concealed carry law, there are going to be a lot of us that are pissed. I'll say that much. And I better not talk about that subject too much. I kind of went overboard last night. As a matter of fact, I sat down in the chair. I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, I had the old shoulder holster on. I mean, it's so comfortable. I don't even think twice. I sat down and I looked in the camera and went, whoa. Yeah, I get ready to go out to the store. Shoulder holster goes on, cell phone goes in the pocket, wallet goes in the pocket, keys in hand. We're ready to go. Speaking of ready to go, I think it's time for some more Tony Paco hot dogs. if we can get the frickin' tablet to work. Oh, God, this damn thing. Hold on. Shit, I gotta reboot this stupid thing. Damn it. I shouldn't complain. It's 15 years old. It's an LG tablet from 15 years ago. And it's been great. But it's telling me it's time to go. It really is. I really hate to stop using it. It's been, like I said once before, LG builds some excellent equipment and then they build crap. Their appliances, I really had a tough time buying that washer. But it was as close to a basic machine as I could get. Nowadays, oh God, more buttons and whistles and bells. I want one that washes, rinses, spins. That's it. All right, come on, tablet. There we go.
We'll meet again. Don't know where.
We know where, right here. Move your head, Grumpy. Right here. 7 p.m. And I'm getting real good at the 7 p.m. I thank everyone for being here tonight. It made me good seeing new faces in the chat. I hope we keep getting more and more new ones. My old reliables, thank you so much. I really do. I appreciate the hell out of it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, your early morning. And we will meet again right here tomorrow night. And with that, have a wonderful rest.